When most people think of The Sims, they picture the PC version. All the different type of mods you could get, the custom content, the crazy houses people building, all the legacy challenges and all that type of stuff. But growing up, I remember something else. I remember I used to live in a world where all the Sims houses were small. You know, the games I used to play at the start was really more goal-centric rather than an open sandbox. And that's because I didn't really have a gaming PC. I used to just play on my cousin's laptop or my sister's laptop, whoever's laptop I could get on to get my hands on. And you know, I had played The Sims 1 and 2. I played those games and a little bit of 3 on a PC that wasn't really mine. So starting out, all I really had was The Sims on console. And I was playing like The Sims 1 on Xbox. I was playing Bustin' Out on Xbox as well. Pause though. And it's like games like those were a completely different experience from what I would be playing on PC. It's actually kind of crazy because yeah, it didn't have mods or custom content, but each game had their own little style, their own little vibe, and each game was different in their own little weird way. And at first, I really thought they were just going to be straight up PC ports from PC to console. I didn't expect they were going to be completely different games entirely. You see, usually on PC, you mod it, you build your own little houses or your big houses or whatever. You build whatever type of house you want, or you create whatever sim you want and whatever creative way you want. And then you get in the game, and then you figure out that you can kill the random Sims walking down the street in a swimming pool. That's usually how it goes. But on console, it was more tight. It was more about the stories and the chaos. And you didn't really create the drama like you would in The Sims 2 or 3 or even 1. You would actually unlock it. Alright, so you got the original Sims 1 on console. It had a full-fledged story mode. And this is kind of my favorite, I think. Yeah, low-key, it's my favorite. You have no idea how many times I played this game over and over. And only the first level, too. You basically start at your mom's house, and me? I almost ended there because I don't know why. I think I was stuck in the basic gameplay loop. You gotta basically earn your way. You gotta earn your way out of just essentially getting out of your mom's house. You gotta get a job. You gotta not be a complete disaster. And every house you moved into has some weird roommate. The first roommate, obviously your mom. The next one guy wears a robe all day and he just steals your food. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? And looking back at it, yeah, because it was like kind of the first console Sims games, at least the first one I played, it was clunky, it was limited. I could smell the personality, I could smell the charm. Yeah, had some awkward animations, it had some weird responses, roommate drama, but I still remember that shit to this day. It felt like every day in the game was a new episode of your own TV show. Especially the way it starts, like you're having a dream and then your mom wakes you up. I'm like, yo, that's pretty cool. But like I said, you'll never leave your mom's house. At least I didn't, because I don't know. I think I'm just in love with the first gameplay loop. I have no reasons to progress, and I just find it fun over and over. So I keep replaying that first level over and over. But yeah, Sims 1 on console was really the first taste of a Sims game on console for kids like me. So in that aspect, it's fire. Okay, so now you got The Sims Bustin' Out. Why they chose that title, I don't know. But playing this game in the early 2000s was probably the best time to play it, because looking back at it, you really get that nostalgia when you think about how the 2000s went. Like, this just feels so 2000s. And it's fun too. You get that same story mode energy and you start again. You live in your mom's house. But this time, instead of The Sims 1, you just gotta progress. Now, there's some random dude. He's not random. His name is Malcolm Lamgrab, but you know, he's in the Sims lore and all that shit. But to me at the time, he was a random dude. I'm like, yo, who is this guy stealing all my stuff? He is a villain of our story arc. So now it is not only about us, it's about we have to get all the shit that he's stealing. He's stealing all my furniture. He's literally showing up at my crib and stealing my stuff. And boy, did that work. I actually progressed in this one. And just like how it was in the last game, this game's all about moving from house to house, progressing in your career, unlocking increasingly cursed households and just people to live with. Like I said before, your roommates will be a nuisance. One, they won't clean up, they'll just watch you clean up. Like, what is happening? They just want me to do all their shit. Look at him, he's just watching TV while I do the manual labor. That's what he wanted me for, the manual labor. He just wanted me to clean all his shit, make all his food, and smell his farts. This is just like real life. Sims was way ahead of its time. While this nigga sits on his ass and watches. What the fuck is this? What is he watching? Luigi's Mansion? What I didn't know until literally making this video is apparently Sims Bustin' Out has split screen. I literally did not know that. If I knew that, you have no idea how many more hundreds of hours I would have got with me and my cousin playing this game. But I didn't know that. That's so cool that a Sims game has split screen. You never would have thought. Okay, so now we have the urbz. Now, I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of a weird title, the urbz, Sims in the City. But besides the title, this game oozes style. So much fucking style. It's really fucking cool. The soundtrack is goated. The cities and the environments are goated. The little scenarios they put you in are fucking cool as shit. You played as this little kid trying to climb the social ladder in different districts, and this is the one I legitimately progressed in because it was so different to a Sims game. Like, I don't think of this game as The Sims. I think of it as like some type of spin-off, even though they're all kind of spin-offs, but still. But I don't know, something about this game compared to even the other console Sims games was just, it just hit different. It felt like I was playing a Sims game and the style of a Tony Hawk game. It was like, it was more 2000s shit. It was just peak 2000s. The vibes, the fashion, the clothes and the hairstyles, all of that, the plot. I feel like the urbz had more style than a lot of the Sims 4 DLC combined. I don't know, there's just something different about the urbz that you just didn't get in any other Sims game. The music, the environments, the sense of style was just extremely 2000s. But yeah, the urbz, Sims in the City, whatever you want to call it, definitely one of the more unique console Sims games out of pretty much all of the console Sims games. I'd say it tried its best to be different, and I think it earned it. Alright, so now we got The Sims 2 on console. Now, this game is one of the weirder ones because you get abducted by aliens. And now your job is like the other ones. You gotta complete story goals to unlock new levels. You know, each lot had their own little storyline, their own characters that, honestly, I don't know how I did it as a 7-year-old little Gohn, but I was actually invested in the story. For some reason, console Sims got me more locked into the neighborhood around me rather than PC Sims. Maybe because it was more focused on said neighborhood, but I don't know. I learned way more about the people in the games on console rather than on PC. Like, I don't know shit about Malcolm Landgrab and Don Lothario and, you know, all the regular schmegler Sims people on PC on the Sims 2 neighborhood or something like that. But on console, these are my guys, except Malcolm. I hate him. Oh, and you can direct control your fucking sim. You can literally control how your Sims move with the analog stick. To me, oh my god, that is just revolutionary for some reason, because going from top down, click of the mouse to tell your Sims where to move, moving them directly is a game changer. And I love it. And we need this more in Sims game. If every Sims game on PC had this, oh my god, it just changes your mindset and changes your perspective on how you view a Sims game. You feel like you're less of a god of the Sims and more like you are the Sim. You know, as much as you can be, you know what I mean? I also like how cooking in this game is way more in depth, and it tells you what kind of stats you're gonna get, and it's way more explained. Rather than on PC where you just, you know, cook whatever you want and it fills your hunger bar. Cooking on console is kind of where it's at. So now we're on the Sims 2 Pets. The thing about this one though is Rather than going for, traditional console story mode, it was more sandboxy. But at the same time, still had that console charms, console flavor, console vibes. It had smaller towns, no aging, no expansions, but somehow I still found it fun. Like I said, console, direct control. I love controlling the character directly. Yeah, it sucks you couldn't make your own little dynasty, your own little legacy, but at the same time, you could dress your little dog in a stupid costume. And to me, I love dogs, so that's a win. It was a very low stakes, good vibes, just very chill game. It felt like the game that was like a palate cleanser, like one of those comfort games where you could just chill with your dog, maybe build your house a little bit, maybe decorate it, train your cat, to not scratch all your shit. It wasn't, the best game, or, it wasn't groundbreaking, but it was cozy. It was chill. I enjoyed it for what it was because, I don't know, I just love The Sims. Now, I forgot I even played this, but The Sims 3 on the Wii, it had no right to go as hard as it did. It had no right to be as fun as it was. The graphics suck. The frame rate, yeah, it sucks. But the gameplay, oh my god. Now, it's kind of weird. Sims 3 on the Wii, that don't even sound right, but it was really right. It was right. It was unique. They had their own little town, and like I said before with the other console games, it has direct control. Now, Sims 3 with direct control, yeah, I know there's a direct control mod for PC for The Sims 3, but before that, we had console Sims. I'm gonna keep mentioning this because that's how important it was for The Sims, bro. It's such a stark difference. Was it weird to play? For sure. But at the same time, it's so weird to think back and like, the developers actually tried to make The Sims 3 on the Wii. And it wasn't even like trying to be like a Sims 3 like little demo or Sims 3 Lite or fun size Sims 3. It was doing its own little thing. Even if that own little thing was running damn near below 30 frames all the time. And last but not least, now we're at The Sims 4. And I understand with this game, they basically just said, let me just give them a full PC game on a controller, with no type of optimization or changing how things work on PC to console, vice versa. Because when I first started playing this shit on controller, it felt so different to how it was on PC. And by different, I mean clunky. It is so clunky. Menus are clunky. Building in the game is a pain. And it feels like this is essentially a one-to-one PC port. And yeah, it is, which is, I guess, it's cool. Because when you think about it, I guess, yeah, let's get the same exact PC experience and let's put it on console. But having so many console Sims games for all these years, I don't know. I thought it would be, they try to differentiate it to having, each platform has their own little experience. That's what I was accustomed to. I'm not even like mad about it. It's just like jarring, or it's kind of weird. Like all the past console Sims games had their own little flavor. They had their own little vibe. Even if they were clunky, janky, and a little kind of messed up. Sims 4 on console, I don't think it has that kind of charm. Let alone at the base game when it came with, I'm not even sure if it released on console at the start. But at the start, it had no pools, no toddlers, all the typical Sims 4 shit at the start. It was like, nah, let's just copy paste. Yes, that's what pretty much every game does. But Sims is different. They had a little tradition going on where we're going to make our console experience way different, except with this one. Now, at the same time, this one pretty much has all the expansions, or a lot of them, unlike those other console games where it didn't really have that much. Yo, when I tell you, building on a fucking controller, oh my god, I hate it. But at the same time, it is a Sims game, and it is pretty much PC Sims on console. And at that, you really can't get mad at that, but I was expecting something different when I played it. Maybe that's on me. At the start, I never grew up with a PC. For like the first 10 years of my Sims experience, I didn't have a PC. I didn't know about mods, I didn't know about custom content, I didn't even know about legacy challenges or just legacies in general. But I did know about the direct control in the games, the straight up different vibes the games in general give off, the soundtracks, the weird storylines the games would have, and how weird the console Sims games all were in general. Yeah, they were janky, but they had heart. And honestly, I'm gonna miss playing them because I ain't going back. Once I started playing PC, yeah, I look back, but I ain't walking back. Look at this shit. Trash everywhere. Plates on the table, plates on the floor. TV always on, electricity bills going up. Music always on. The hamburgers are just gonna stay there because I can't put it away. Yeah, I literally can't put it away. Like, what? It's weird. This bitch is getting fit. Like, this is. Where am I? I gotta be, like, in Detroit. Only 10 promotions away from getting Malcolm Mitch. And who the fuck is Malcolm? Oh, yeah, the dude who stole my shit. I hate my mom. Fuck that bitch. Bitch, they treat me like shit. We only had spaghetti and no meatballs. Just spaghetti. With no sauce. Just to get. I mean, what? I'm so stoked I got a chick as my roommate. What do you mean by that? Oh wow, you can help me clean up this dump. That's what he means. It's because my name is John and I'm a woman. An independent woman who definitely needs a man.